We are going to make America great again, greater than ever before.
Just hours before President-elect Donald Trump takes the oath of office, tensions are building in Washington, D.C. Tonight, protesters pelted Trump supporters with water bottles outside a dinner called the Deporah Ball. KCAL 9 political reporter Dave Bryan is live for us in Washington, where Mr. Trump will become the nation's 45th president tomorrow around 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah, straight up noon Eastern time. Dave, we're heading into a very big day for, of course, Trump, and for you as well. You'll be there covering it all.
Absolutely. And Jeff and Lena, you know, these inaugural days only come once every 4 years, but I'm not sure there's ever been one quite like this one will probably be. The crowds are pouring into Washington, D.C., but they're very divided, as divided, I think, perhaps, as the rest of the country. Security here is the tightest I've ever seen. Sometimes it seems like half the streets in the city have been closed down, and tomorrow it will all come down to the inauguration. Just hours before he'll be sworn in as the 45th president of the United States, Donald Trump told a VIP reception that if his son-in-law can't bring peace to the Middle East, then no one can.
If you can't produce peace in the Middle East, nobody can. Okay? All my life, I've been hearing that's the toughest deal in the world to make. And I've seen it. But I have a feeling that Jared is going to do a great job. I have a feeling he's going to do a great job.
But things got testy outside another Inauguration Eve event in Washington, where protesters filled the street outside the venue and shouted at people entering the hall. As tensions continued to rise, some protesters were pelted with water bottles before police stepped in to separate the two sides. Earlier, Trump celebrated with thousands of supporters at a concert at the Lincoln Memorial, mouthing the words as Lee Greenwood sang. At one of his events this evening, Trump talked directly about the inauguration.
And I look so forward to tomorrow. We're going to see something that is going to be so amazing.
After taking the oath on Friday, Trump will participate in a shortened inaugural parade where up to 1 million people are expected to watch. Security may be the tightest ever seen at an inaugural event, with more than 30,000 law enforcement officers on duty and 5,000 National Guard members working on the ground, in the air, and even in boats on the nearby Potomac River.
We're concerned about every possibility that's out there. When I say concerned, I mean we plan for every possible threat that's out there.
But in many respects, Washington is a city divided on Inauguration Eve. This couple from Pasadena flew in on their 55th anniversary to celebrate the inauguration, saying they believe the country should give Trump a chance to succeed.
We're conservative, and I will say that, but as a parent, we've also been quite liberal. We do both sides, but it is important for us to see the value in both, being conservative and being liberal, because every parent is both.
But other Californians flew into Washington with a very different agenda, to join what's expected to be hundreds of thousands of Trump protesters on Saturday to make their point also, peacefully but firmly, they say.
Growing up, I was always told that my vote mattered, and in the first election that I was voting in, it didn't really seem that way, since the popular vote was something very different than the Electoral College.
Well, once he is sworn in, President Trump will have his hands full. He still has a lot of work to do. The New York Times reports tonight only 29 out of 660 White House staff positions have been filled so far. In fact, things are so slim there in terms of staffing that the Trump administration is asking 50 Obama staffers to stay over and help them out for a while. Some critics say that's a very dangerous situation. We're live in Washington at the inauguration. Dave Bryan, KCAL 9 News.